Yo, good day, and welcome to another episode of the RoadFS podcast. It is hotter than Hades.
It is nasty.
It's like,
overcast, and so it's like 100 degrees and overcast and muggy, and there's zero airflow. And I think that I want to just lay down in a pool of water.
and you know me, man. I'm like a lizard. I love being hot,
Yeah, this is
and
different.
and this is a different level of Hades, man.
Yeah. So today, as always, RoadFS podcast is sponsored by us, RoadFS software, the best shop software you can possibly buy. Today we have a very special guest that we have not met in person. This is the first time we're meeting Carter Jones, Handicapped and Hustlin. And Richard speaks really highly of you, and I've seen all of the social media posts and everything out there, but we're really honored to have you on the show, and let's start talking about you and what you do.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah, we're excited. So, how did you get into detailing?
Good question. So, I've always loved the cars since I was like a baby. I had a massive Hot Wheels dinky car collection as a kid, and I remember I always had to bring those into the bath with me when I was little and clean them, and I guess it just accelerated from there. In my early teens, I started detailing and cleaning my family's cars. And then one day, back in 2020, one of my friends suggested I should put up an ad on Facebook for detailing. And ever since then, I've been working my butt off.
Yeah. So the obvious question that everybody's going to ask is, what do you see the biggest challenge for you personally? I mean, obviously you put it out there calling your business Handicapped and Hustling, that you're going to hustle, and that there might be few things different about your style than other people. So what do you see as the biggest challenge for you?
Me being so low to the ground, I can't stand. So when I'm standing on my knees, I'm maybe 4 feet tall, so it's hard to reach some spots in the interior as well as the exterior. So height is probably my biggest challenge.
Okay.
So how do you overcome that? Because are you more selective about the cars that you take? Because like my BMW Z3 would probably be perfect for you, but Rod's big old 2500 diesel truck's not gonna work, right?
So I do have a care aid that comes along. She is also trained by me to help with detailing, so I do have assistance when I need it.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's good. So let me back up just a second so that where are you located physically? What city?
I'm in Medicine Hat, Alberta,
Okay.
so it's probably an hour away from Montana.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So in Alberta, we could, I couldn't pick up the accent there because you haven't said A yet. But
I'm sorry.
so when we first heard about you is because you went through Richard Hutchins training, and which is phenomenal, by the way. So
my goodness, what an experience that was.
Yeah. So what did you did it meet your expectations? Did it exceed it? Was it something you were already doing, or what?
No, so I had no idea about how you can repair leather or properly care for it. I was like most other guys, I was just using APC on leather. Turns out you can't actually do that.
Yep. So that's I learned from Richard too. Is that you're gonna get your hand slapped for everything you've done forever.
Yeah. So now I'm using I partnered up with them. So I think I'm the first Canadian brand ambassador. So I use the leather cleaner and conditioner, and what a game changer.
Yeah, their products are phenomenal. I mean, that's one piece of it, and ironically, that's like the least important part about that training is that they have great products. It's
Yeah.
just sheer knowledge of Richard and Carolyn and leather in general.
It's crazy. It was I think it was like a 5-day course out in St. Albert. And every time I go back to the hotel, I was like, my brain hurts.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's just
Yeah,
it's
I
crazy.
remember the first time Rod and I went to one of his trainings at Detail Lex when Big D was around, and Rod and I were just kind of flies on the wall watching and participating. And dude,
Yeah.
the first like hour, I'm just like, oh my gosh, what I thought was leather isn't leather. What
Yeah, it was so crazy. Like, I was like, so no colors have real leather. Like, what?
Yeah. I
Like,
was like, okay, I know nothing. I'm a complete idiot.
yeah, same here.
So how old are you, Carter?
I'm 23.
oh, you're
23.
young,
So
man.
you're just, I
Yeah.
mean, you could say you're just starting out this career, and I think that it is it's a really good industry to be in because you kind of can set your own pace. Do you have a shop or do you work out of your home? Are you mobile?
I'm mobile, but I do have a location I can work out if it need be, if it's snowing or if it's raining, that kind of thing.
Okay.
But mostly mobile.
Okay. So are you running a van or a truck or what do you run
Yeah,
out?
I have a handicapped accessible grand caravan. I use it's inside is pretty much like a truck, so I pile all my crap in there and
Yep. And your lunch. You got to have your lunch too. So.
yeah.
I'm absolutely amazed by what you've been able to accomplish, right? So, what kind of services do you offer? Are you full service? Are you going to specialize in leather repair? What's your niche?
I want to. My end goal is to be a paint correction and ceramic coating specialist.
That's
Um,
awesome.
but for now, it's mostly interior work.
Okay. So I guess here's the big question. Which polisher do you like best?
Ah, see, I'm not rich enough to have a big foot, so I just have like a little $400 no name one. But if I could afford it, I would have the roof heads.
The 21 inch or the
15.
Yeah. Although with my hands are kind of messed up because of my disability. So I would love the new, what is it? I think it's the hybrid, the kind of weird looking one.
Yeah, the HR
yeah, the
735,
Yeah.
I think.
yeah.
The way the button is, that would be amazing for my hands.
Yeah, no, that's I want to get my hands on one of those as well. Just
I'm just kind of waiting until they make a bigger one because the experience would take forever to do a cut.
yeah, it does. I mean, it's
Yeah.
interesting because we do a lot of stuff with the detail kid who's here in town, and he's a 12-year-old kid who's certified detailer as well, and he uses a PX80 E, the 3-inch flex, but he does it because he wants to become proficient at it, and he's used bigger polishers. It's just that he stays very proficient at a smaller polisher, which is really good for him mentally and everything too. So,
Yeah.
but so in the community you're in, is it a large community, small community? What are we?
Oh, so I actually just moved down here from Calgary.
Okay.
It's a much bigger city. Uh, well known for the Calgary Stampede. You guys have probably heard of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you had to
So
hang
I
up your
moved.
boots.
Yeah, so I moved 3 hours south to Medicine Hat. So it's about 65, 70,000 people.
Oh, okay. So it's a good sized community to pick up a good following and clientele.
Yeah, but it's quite different than Calgary, which is like a big city.
Yeah. Calgary is a big city, and it's so Medicine Hat's probably a lot smaller. And you're like, how far did you say from the U.S. border?
About an hour and a half, I think.
Oh,
Oh
okay,
yeah.
okay,
Yeah,
yeah, I
you're
know where
close.
we're at. We've been there several times, and I know where you're at.
So in addition to the leather repair company training, what other training have you done to help you get into the business?
So I've been trained by Owners of Private Car Care. I am partnered up with them. I have been since pretty much day one. They have been amazing. So I exclusively use their products alongside with leather repair. So they have trained me from exterior to interior and paint correction.
Oh, excellent! So
That's
and they're great,
excellent.
and they're a great company. So big shout out
Yeah.
to OP, because they do really take care of their people. I know that a lot of people that are OP, and
I
Dan Williams and all the guys.
one big family. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's awesome. So good job with that. And
Yeah.
then, so when you are out in the community, do you have your van all badged up and everything? Do you get word of mouth, or do you advertise, or what is your main?
Yeah, so my van has my logos all over. Um, I have, this is the first summer that I have paid for Google Ads just because I'm in a new area, kind of starting over, and it's a slow start, slowly taking off, but not nearly as busy as I was in Calgary. So I did pay for Google Ads.
And
Okay.
is that working for you or?
I've gotten a couple bookings, but it's still kind of slow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and it's tough when you're moving locations, right? It's tough just
Yeah.
starting a business, but now moving locations, that's pretty amazing that you're like, all right, I'm going to move to a little smaller market. I'm going to try to create a niche. And the thing that I really appreciate about you is one, you're owning who you are, right? Handicapped and hustling. I love that name, right?
Thank
I keep
you.
hearing that the song,
Every day
every day I'm
I'm
shuffling,
hustling.
right? So and
Yeah.
I keep thinking that should be your theme song. We should change it to every day I'm hustling.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the drive to hustle. I mean, clearly, dude, you're like, I'm not letting anything stop me. I like this industry. So what's your driver?
I just don't want to be poor.
I love that.
That's it. There you go. That's
no,
the
like
song. Never before.
we have this thing called in Alberta called it's uh income support for handicapped people, and it's good at the end of the day, but it's not enough to live on. Well, I don't think. So my goal is to get off of the government support and support myself.
That's
That
awesome.
is
That is
awesome.
And I think that the part about it I think that people can relate to is it doesn't really matter what's going on in your life. It doesn't matter if you're have some kind of a disability or whether or not you have started over. We know a gal that's doing really, really well that basically started with nothing. And I think that's the key to it is to overcome anything that's coming up in your life. I'm doing an article for the IDA about neurodivergence, which is people that are dealing with some mental, ADHD or autism, things like that. And a lot of people can overcome those sort of things too. And there's a high number of people in the industry that have to deal with mental health issues as well. And so I think that's I think that's as far as an inspiration that people can take from you, it's that you're not willing to let the physical things in your life steer you away from the direction you've always wanted to be. You've always liked cars, and so you go after it.
Yeah, like growing up, I knew I wanted to do something with cars. I didn't necessarily think detailing would be the one. I kind of felt more of like mechanics,
Yeah.
but that just wasn't feasible for me. So, and then sales, I wanted to do sales for a bit, but because I don't have a license, no one would hire me. So I was like, okay, I'll go do my own thing then.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
I love that, man.
So, couple of questions coming in the future. Are you going to be traveling down here to the Mobile Tech Expo, or do you go to any of the shows in the U.S. or?
Yeah, I want to. So, last November, almost Pride sent me down to SEMA.
Oh,
They-
awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, they sponsored my trip down to SEMA, so I'm planning on doing that again this year. And then I want to do the mobile tech. I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah, no, they're both good shows to go to.
That's
So
cool.
that's really good. Well, hopefully we'll see you at SEMA this year as
Yeah,
well.
that'd be
That's a lot
cool.
of fun.
That's super awesome. So looking back as you've built your business, what are some things that you've learned that you think would be helpful for other business owners?
Well, I didn't know that you would pretty much work 24/7. Even when you were not actually detailing, you were still working, answering phone calls, answering texts, posting, advertising, all that crap.
Yeah, and sometimes it feels
absolutely.
like all that crap too.
Absolutely.
It's like, man, I just want to do this in my business, but as a business owner, you're doing everything, right?
Every single thing.
Yeah, so I wanna grow this business into a full-on like multi-person, multi-location corporation one day. So I'm gonna work my butt off for now, and hopefully it pays off.
Well,
Good.
dude,
It
I'm
should.
sure it will. Given your tenacity, your passion, your excitement. I mean, you can tell when you talk about what you're doing, the love just comes through your smile.
Yeah, no, I love it. Like I can get tired of doing interiors, but at the end of the day, I like seeing the results, and it's just so satisfying to take a nasty, dirty car and make it look brand new.
Yeah. That is awesome. So another question for a car guy, and I'm a car guy as well. What are your favorite cars?
Oh, that's such a hard question. I'm a muscle guy, I guess. I love Dodge. So anything with the Hellcat, I love.
Okay, I
There
got
you go.
I
That's
got you. No,
awesome.
that's awesome. So that's always a good question to ask. You know, we'll see if we can get that caravan outfitted with a Hellcat engine.
Oh, that caravan, it seems very big. I don't know what in miles, but it has 340,000 kilometers.
Wow.
Wow, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
So it's not gonna last much longer.
There you go. We need a Hellcat. We need a donor.
That's
We need a
right. We need a
donor in
Hellcat
there.
for Carter.
Yeah, it's already on a second engine too.
You know, we put a Hellcat in there. We have to change your name to Handicapped and Hauling Ass.
Yeah, I'd be down for that.
I love that, man. In fact, maybe we should connect him with Wheels at
That's
Mobile
right.
Tech
He's
Expo, and
with
they
Wheels.
can
We'll have
build
races
something
and
together.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's super amazing. So, well, man, this has been just such a fun conversation. Do you have any other questions? or-
Yeah, I kind of my big question there is what would you tell other folks that may be dealing with something mental, physical, or some issue in their life? How do you help them, or what would you tell them to help them get over that hump?
Well, I believe you can do anything you put your mind to. So, if you actually want something, go out and get it. I know it can be hard sometimes with mental health and stuff, but if you truly want something, do something about it.
Yep.
I have a
That's perfect.
question, a follow-up question for that, right? Because I think a lot of times we say something, and I believe it just like you do. You know, if you really want something, go after it. How have you, or what do you do to work through those dark moments of self-doubt and frustration, and you're not sure how you're going to do it? How have you pushed through those moments?
That's a good question. So I have definitely had those feelings, but I just think about the kind of the future I want, and I see a big house, I see a fancy cars, and I'm not gonna get there if I just give up on this career.
Yep. And
Right.
and the other thing that I would say is that I've just seen in the short time that we've been talking to you is a sense of humor. It seems like you've got a really good sense of humor. There's a
Yeah,
lot of smiles and laughter, and I think that is I think that is such an underrated thing is people having a sense of humor. You've got to be able to laugh at yourself and others around you.
that's so true. I laugh at myself all the time, and that's another way I kind of deal with it. If I'm having a bad day or whatever, I just laugh about it. I make jokes. Like, life is too short to be boring or to be sad. So,
Yep. Absolutely.
That's
Absolutely. That's the way I view it too.
wisdom from Carter,
That's
man.
right.
Wisdom from
Yeah.
Carter. So I do think we need to have that song made into
I
Handicapped
do.
and Hustlin.
I think
yeah, that would be sick.
That'd be super sick.
Yeah.
So is there any last things you want to talk about or do while we're here?
Oh, yeah, maybe I just wanted to kind of talk about my uh, clothing brand. I'm trying to branch out into more avenues of business. So I have started up a clothing brand called Handicapped and Hustlin. We have a couple of t-shirts. I also have keychains as well.
Nice.
Cool.
My goal for this side is to make accessible clothing because no one does it.
Oh, yeah, that's really
Like
good.
clothing with no buttons, like clothing so that any type of person with no matter what your disability, you are independent and you can get dressed on your own.
No, that's awesome. And I think there's the 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 reality of that is people don't think about that. They take it for granted, things with buckles. And I've got a daughter that has rheumatoid arthritis really bad. Some of her knuckles are fused together. And so that's one of those things is just a simple thing of putting on a pair of shoes can be a traumatic situation. And so you've got to have things that are there. So absolutely. Let us know about those things, man. We can, we would love to put some on, have you as a sponsor for the show, and we'll just put your stuff up there. So
That would be sweet. I would love that.
especially with the new Handicapped and Hustlin ass line.
Yeah, I might have to put that on my shirt.
That's right.
I think you
I can
should.
see this. I can see this wheelchair doing a wheelie with a Hellcat engine hanging out of the back.
No, sadly, the new wheelchair I just got last week, it's definitely slow.
Oh no! Well, we can work on that. We'll have to come up there and tweak that a little bit.
It's top slow about I think 4 miles an hour.
Yeah, no, that's not good enough.
Yeah, that's not
faster.
fast
We
enough.
gotta make it faster.
I mean, we got to have the wind blowing through your hair, man, and have a big old smile on your face.
Yeah, we need to get a Tesla engine in the back of that thing so it flies.
That would be crazy. Although I'm not a fan of electric cars.
Yeah, I'm not
either, but
we'll put a big old Hellcat in
maybe
that.
we'll get Harley Davidson to sponsor you, and we'll put a big V twin in that.
Yeah, that would be sick. Yeah.
You can hear him coming.
That's right. You'd hear him coming.
You can hear me coming like in my van. That van I have pre-built. It has a full custom exhaust, cover and tape.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
That'd be sweet, man. So, well, that's super cool, man. You got a clothing brand, you got a detailing brand. You know, what's next?
Next is I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about this, but I want to open up a owner's present franchise. So
Oh, that's awesome.
we've talked about it in the past. In Canada, there's only one, so I'm hoping and I'm thinking that I'll open up the next one.
Well, that's cool.
awesome, man. We'd love to
I'll
be-
have to
we'd
put in
love
a
to be
call
there,
to Dan
yeah.
and say, hey man, you need to connect with Carter again. So
That's right. We'll fly up for the grand opening. We'll
Yeah.
podcast the whole thing.
No, that's the goal. So hopefully I can make it happen.
That'd be sweet, man. Well, we really enjoy meeting you and talking to you. Hopefully, we'll see you at Seaman. We can meet you in person. And man, just keep killing it. You're doing a really good job of making an impact on the industry, and it's in a positive way. And I love it. Anybody that's
Yes.
positive in the industry, they're a big fan of mine. So you're on my. I'm a fan club now. So
Oh, thank you.
So how do people get in touch with you?
So my phone number is 403-369-0566. You can email me handicappedhustlin@gmail.com or on any of my social media. I also have a YouTube. I'm not very good at it, but I try my best. And all those are just Handicapped and Hustlin.
I
Okay.
love that.
So everybody go out and subscribe and like to all Carter's channels, do ours as well, and we'll just keep driving this forward. I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you for making our day, man.
Yeah,
This has been
absolutely.
such a fun conversation.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate you being a guest of ours, guys. Please go connect with Carter. He's on Facebook. He's on YouTube, as he said. Handicapped and Hustlin. He's got great content. He's got great passion and love, and what a great attitude, man. We just appreciate you taking the time, man.
Thank you.
Yep.
So awesome. Well, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and we will check you same time, same bad channel, just next week.
So see ya.
See ya.